Good morning and welcome to my Monday moment on Monday the 15th of March 2021, coming to you from a very sunny Gloucestershire here in the UK. It's absolutely beautiful outside. The weather over the weekend was a little bit hit and miss, but we just celebrated Mother's Day yesterday, Sunday the 14th of March. So if you're a mum or you're a dad who has to do the job of mum as well, then I hope you had an amazing day, amazing weekend, and that you were suitably spoiled. This week, this theme has come up a couple of times this week in different forums that I've been involved in. So just thought I'd put it out there really as a question piece, and I'd really be interested in your thoughts and some feedback from you. So for the last 12 months, my team and I have been running a weekly webinar. It's called the Learning Organisation webinar, and I'll pop a link in the comments below with this email, with this video, so you can have a look at it if you want to. But every week we have an audience of between sort of 60 to 100 people who come on every Thursday afternoon to listen to whoever's presenting or whoever's being interviewed, share their story, share their experience, and really it is about learning from each other. You know, there's no one size fits all when it comes to human and organisational performance improvement or even health and safety improvement. So it's a great forum to come and share and learn, and ask for support and help if you need it from this really collaborative community. One of the things that has been growing over the 12 months that we've been running the webinar is the use of the chat room. And this came up, as I say, a couple of times this week where we've been questioning whether or not the chat room is a distraction from what is going on in the presentation. And to be honest with you, it's really got me thinking about it in a different way. So for anyone who watched our webinar Thursday just gone, Rosa Carilla, she hosted a panel discussion, and she asked our usual delegates, the usual people who watched the webinar, not to use the chat room as much, but just to use it for clarification or to ask a question at an appropriate time. And that was real different behaviour for our audience, who are used to kind of having lots of sidebar little conversations. Actually, I wouldn't say they go off theme, but sometimes you'll get somebody who'll share a link that everyone wants to go to and download a white paper or a link to a book that's worth buying and listening to. And really, a lot of the audience members tell us that they love the chat. They love actually the fact that we've built this community. They can come on. First thing they do is come in and say hi, what they've been up to in the week and where they are in the world. And that has gelled us as a community, and I love it. I do love it. However, in the course of the last year, 3 people who have presented on the webinar have come back to me at different times and said, I found the amount of activity going on in the chat room was really distracting. That was one lot of feedback. The second lot of feedback was I was presenting on something and then an audience member shared a link which was kind of contra to what I was saying, and it felt a little bit intimidating to me. And I thought that was really revealing. We don't want to be putting people off coming to speak on our webinars. And then the most recent feedback was just a few weeks ago, where somebody said, it's so distracting when you're trying to present information, but there's so much conversation going on that it's almost like being in a room having, doing a presentation. Can you imagine if all of your audience were texting on their phones or, shouting to each other across the auditorium and things like that? So it really has got me thinking. So we're going to give it a try. We've got a new series which Rosa kicked off for us last week on interviewing operational leaders. We're looking for CEOs and COOs and supervisors from the field, managers from the field, not health and safety related roles, but the operations, the people who we support ultimately, to come on and share your experience of us in your business with us. And for this series, we're going to try and do something different with the chat. And Rosa set us up for that really nicely last week by saying, look, only use the chat room if you need clarification on something that's been asked or presented to you, and if you're answering a question that the presenter has asked. Otherwise, don't use the chat. Be respectful and make sure that you're, paying full attention to the speaker. So, little bit of learning for us this week. I'll feed back and let you know how it goes over this series. If people don't like it without the ability to use the chat, I'll keep you posted on that. But I'd really be interested in what your thoughts are as well, because it's really got me thinking and challenging my own thoughts about, how useful the chat function is in these Zoom meetings, which, let's face it, is a part of everyday life for us now. So please give me your comments. Please give me some feedback. Have an amazing week. Stay safe, obviously. And I will speak to you very shortly. Okay, thanks. Bye.